Head Speed 2024, the version MP and Pro. In today's review, guys, this will be super interesting because I will be quite negative about these rackets, but also at the same time positive. So stay tuned for more. Hello tennis guys, and welcome to my final review of the new Head Speed 2024. I have here the version Pro. I hope this time I have set up the camera so it focuses on the frame right here, and the MP right here. And guys, if you were following my channel lately, there has been some controversy with these frames, and probably I'm the only one who is going to talk about it, including some of other issues I have learned. So let's start with the negative things, because I believe it is important before you buy, you get first the negative things and then we jump to the positive things, because usually it is the opposite. When you're watching some review, there is like, oh, it's fantastic, great, look at that, it works fine, but at the end of the video, okay, but well, there is a small catch, there is this one thing, and I want to reverse it. Let's talk about the negatives that you probably already heard of when you were watching my channel. So the new Head Speed 2024 rackets are made with some rubbery coating. So there is some very thin layer applied onto the frame. So Head got rid of the matte and the gloss that was on the previous 2022 version, and they've put some rubbery like coating. It is still, let's say, matte, but when you touch it, it feels soft and it feels a little bit, let's say, tacky, like grippy. You definitely feel that texture. So at first, when you hold the racket in your hand, it is nice, smooth, gentle. But when you play with the racket, and especially when you are a one-handed backhand player, then you kind of feel like there is this grip into it. So maybe, yeah, nice grip when you're doing the preparation phase, but when you want to launch the racket out of your hand, you can kind of feel that the racket is a little bit sticking to your fingers. And that's probably not the worst thing. The worst thing for us in the Europe, as I am based in the Czech Republic, the center of Europe, we all play on clay. 95% of our matches are on clay, let's say. We also play indoors where there is some different ground or different courts, like the synthetic grass or so. But most of the times we play on clay, and clay is dirty, and we hit our tennis shoes all the time, so we can get away with the sand that sticks into the outsole of our tennis shoes. And when you do that, then you of course have the clay on the frame, as you can see here. And there. Does it look like a white now? No. Does it look like black? No, it's like a orange white and orange black. And what I do usually or always after I hit my shoes, I don't want to have sand on the frame, also because it goes through the grommets and then it cuts through the strings, it can damage the strings, it can damage the inside of the grommets and so on. So I remove the clay by cleaning it on my leg like this. I will show you that on my on my hand. So you can see there is clay. Now I do this. It's still there. I will do it one more time. One more time. Third time. Fourth time. Fifth time. It's still there. It sticks. It sticks to the frame. It's just horrible. It's awful. It's so dirty. It looks a lot worse in real life than on the camera. Actually, I'm looking at the display. So if you have a glossy frame, you just do it like one time, maybe two times, and it goes away because there is no texture on a glossy frame. So the dirt goes easily away. But you don't have to worry about it too much, because all you have to do after each and single lesson or training or match, you just grab this, you just take this, yeah, I'm watering my, my greens here inside. You just put water on it, right? And you just clean it with the cloth and water, right? So I will do it for you so it looks nice and shiny again. It looks pretty okay. But imagine you have to do this every time after you play. It's like, it's like having a shower. Maybe you can grab those rackets and you can jump into the shower with those rackets. So I need to do it anyway, because I will be sending those rackets back to the store. So I will clean it just for you. You see the frame like that. Oh, it's like brand new. But imagine also when you are doing it every time I can already see that the color is not the same as it was. So the rubbery coating will wear off when you are doing all the time this and cleaning it. It will wear off and it will leave, already left some bruises there on the frame or something like that. So in my personal opinion, this was the worst idea that has made with the new Speeds 2024. And imagine when you sweat all the time, then the salty sweat will go inside and eventually it will wear off. We have seen that many times before. So this is a design flaw in my opinion, but let's stop talking about it and I will jump to the second flaw. So the second problem that is happening with all the head rackets I have tested in the last, let's say, 2 years. So with the Prestige, with the Radicals, with the Gravities. I don't remember it happening with the Extremes though. So maybe with the Extremes it was okay. It's the grip. The grip falls off like after 3 hours from the end of the racket. It just goes like this, okay? Okay, and this is not good. And if you look at here, God damn it, focus. If you look at here, there is no glue. There is this, once again, some soft, what is this? What is this? Some soft material, and it doesn't really hold well on the frame. I can do this very easily. And that's happening with all the rackets. It happened to me first with the MP version, because I played at the beginning a lot more with the MP version, and after a few hours I needed to switch, and it started also happening with the Pro version. I don't know if you can see it there, but it really started to move, to slip from the back. And guys, these are $250, $260 each tennis racket. You really want to buy a racket and immediately regrip it for such a high amount of money? Please do something about it. It's a super premium tennis racket, and this small, it's actually a small problem, let's say, but you see it. It ruins your experience. It's not a good advertisement for the company. So if some official sees this, please do something about it. Put some really good glue, because there is no glue. There is zero glue. There is nothing. It's slippery. What is this? It's a fur. And I don't remember when I was buying the Hydrosorb Pro grips. They are actually really good. When you regrip it with your own bought Hydrosorb grip, it fits, it sticks, it stays there. So there must be some manufacturing problem, some manufacturing issue. So guys, please avoid it for the next time and make it better. And now let's focus on the positives, because I believe these rackets are still really good. They offer you what you expect from the Speed series, and especially the Pro version is great. But I will also begin with the fact that when you look at the paper, there is not Novak Djokovic present, there is Jannik Sinner. So I believe for Novak there will be once again a special version like with the 2022 in the black color, in the black edition, and maybe with these there will be also some black edition in the future, or even a signature edition like with the Roger Federer's RF97 Pro Staff from Wilson. So let's jump to the good things now. So the Speed MP, once again same specs as with the previous generation. So it is a 300 gram racket. This looks, sorry guys, this looks weird. It's a 300 gram racket. Of course, head size is 645 square centimeters or 100 square inches. The balance is 320. The stiffness is a little bit lower. Once again, it's 60 RA compared to the 62 of the previous generation. And the swing weight is, according to my numbers, it is also higher compared to the previous generation, because I have the paper with the numbers somewhere here. Wait a moment. So when I measured the swing weight for the MP, it was in the previous gen 317. With this generation it's 326 with the head hawk touch 1.25. So 326 for this frame is pretty high swing weight, so you can already feel that when you grab the racket in your hand. It is like, okay, this racket is quite beefy, and the frame is 23 millimeters constant beam all over the place. It's 23 millimeters. So when I have begun testing these rackets, I have played with the MP and I felt like, okay, it feels like almost the same like the previous generations. It maybe even feels more muted because there is the Auxetic 2.0 technology, which adds the Auxetic technology also to this very end of the grip or of the handle. So it is now present in the yoke, in this part, and also here. And what it does, it gives you a little bit more energy, more feel, more connection. But I feel that the racket is now even more muted. It has even more muted feel, and if you don't like it, you will be probably a little bit disappointed. It lacks the crispness of the, let's say, 360 plus graphite and the graphene technology that was there, let's say, prior the previous generation. So it is nice, comfort is very good, you feel kind of the whole racket, which is also good, but maybe for some people it is actually too plush. For me, I would say maybe I would really like a little bit more crispness, for example like with the Yonex Percept rackets. What I like about the MP is the predictability. For both of the rackets, for all the Speed series, it's always such a universal or versatile type of racket. You can do anything on the court with both of the rackets. It suits a little bit more the flat hitters as always, but you know, there is the 16x19 string pattern. It grabs the ball pretty nicely, it generates the spin just a little bit, and if you help the racket a little bit, it generates a nice spin, but nothing really overspin. I feel like it's a very competent modern racket that suits a player that plays all over the court, all around player. So you start at the baseline and you can move forward to the net with this racket really easily. I would say that the power is not really there. The power is a little bit hidden. I was expecting the MP to have more easy power. You still have to swing it pretty hard most of the time, so you get the energy from the racket. But is it really a big problem? I would say in some situations, maybe in some of the defensive situations, you kind of need more help from the racket, and sometimes it is missing, but overall the power level is okay. Where I a little bit felt that this racket is something missing was on the slice. So the slice with both of the rackets is good, especially with the Pro version is excellent. But with this racket, when you are out of time, you are pushed, let's say, into the corner, and you lean a little bit backwards, and then you want to slice the ball, then somehow you feel the little bit of, let's say, shakiness there. You kind of feel that there is not enough plow, there is not enough mass, even though it's a 326 swing weight tennis racket. But I felt in comparison to the Pro version that something is a little bit missing there in the critical moments. But otherwise than that, it's a very solid stick. Now, the final note on the MP. Good serve, good volleys, overall good stability, except on the, let's say, sliced shots when the head is like falling a little bit down, then the stability is a little bit missing, but overall a very solid racket. Would I recommend it to someone new? Yes. Would I recommend it to a player who is using the 2022 version? That's questionable, because the innovation is really not there. Yes, Auxetic 2.0, Auxetic there. More muted feel, more comfort. Otherwise than that, it plays quite similar. The sound even is a little bit muted. The overall feel is a little bit muted. Is it an advantage for some people? Yes. But for someone who is very satisfied with the 2022 generation, there is actually the added mistake with the paint job, right? So there is no need to actually switch to this version. So I recommend to people, to the owners of the previous gen, demo it, of course, but don't buy it, let's say, like a blind buy, like you are buying, yeah, it's a new gen and it must be better. It's not that, let's say, it's not actually an improvement, it's just some adjustment. So, is it a better racket than the 2022 generation? I don't think so. So you can save some money. So, good racket for the juniors, intermediates, stronger women, intermediate men, club players, even maybe some advanced weekend warriors. Overall, good stick. Doesn't force you into any type of style. You create your game, you create shots, long shots, short shots, net, serve, everything kind of works. I would say it's a standard frame. It's a standard good frame, but nothing that really kind of shines or blows your mind. Now let's switch to the Pro version, because the Pro version is a lot interesting frame.
Again, Djokovic.
So the Pro version, it's kind of the same mold, the same head size, the same width of the frame, 23 millimeters constant. The weight is, of course, 310 gram. It's similar in this sense with the previous 2022 generation. But where comes the difference? And it's a huge difference, guys. You might be thinking, such a small tweak. No, it's big, and it should have been there many years ago, before this racket. So the balance has shifted from 315 to 310 millimeters. That's just great. So the maneuverability has been improved. Now, does it change the swing weight? Well, according to my numbers, not at all. This puppy is a big puppy. It's actually a big dog, let's say. So this racket has swing weight of 333. It's the same swing weight that was measured by Tennis Warehouse, and I was quite amazed because it's 310 gram racket, right? But now with the balance more to the handle. So how it is possible that it has such a high swing weight? The answer is maybe, and I'm not sure about that, but some of you stated there under one of my previous posts. So maybe the rubber coating actually contributes to the overall, let's say, heaviness of the racket, to the overall mass, because of course the rubbery texture, the rubberized texture, it's a logical idea. It must be heavier than a very thin gloss, right? So maybe the weight distribution of the racket helps to maintain the overall swing weight, and that's just great. So this racket is very competent, it's precise, and don't forget, and I forgot that it's the 18 by 20 string pattern, and I'm usually very tired with these types of rackets with 18 by 20 string pattern, but not this time. I felt amazing with this racket. I've played 3 hours in a row with the pro in the final session of my testing. It felt great. I was never tired. I could pull off intense 2-hour training and then one 1-hour match. So just great. Moreover, I believe that the overall composition of the frame, the Auxetic technology, kind of helps a little bit more with the pro version, because the comfort is there, the muted feel is something you kind of need a little bit more when you are hitting with a very hard, let's say, type of string bed with the 18 by 20 string pattern. Then the feedback is more, let's say, instant, and the kind of the muted feel helps you to regenerate after such a, let's say, strong hit to the ball. So I didn't felt tired, my arm didn't, let's say, hurt, and the overall stiffness 60 RA also helps add to the comfort, and also helps add to the dwell time, so the ball stays on the strings a little bit longer because it is a softer frame, so it bends a little bit more, but the stability is actually very good. So maybe once again the rubberized texture helps also to stabilize the frame, and the slices with this racket are a joy to play. Any type of shot is possible with this racket, fast shots, slower shots, but I always recommend players with this racket and this setup that you go for the shot. If you are a sleeper, let's say someone who is waiting for the opportunity, you kind of miss the advantage of this racket. Just go for the shot, hit the balls hard, like 90% of the time. Don't wait for anything, because the string bed will help you to maintain maintain the pace, and it will help you to control your power really well. So when you go for the shot, you don't, most of the mistakes actually I have made with the pro version is a short ball that goes into the net. The long balls that go behind the baseline are not very often present in my game, thanks to the, let's say, deader feeling and deader feedback from the racket. I liked all of the shots with the racket. So nice serve, nice pop. I'm not a very huge spin guy, so I don't really need the extra spin that comes from other frames that are made for that purpose. So for me, and I was surprised, the 18 by 20 actually worked really well. So I'm hitting also some flatter shots, and especially when I was hitting a backhand long line and I was trying to, let's say, mimic the flat backhand of Daniil Medvedev, it worked really well. The ball was always long. It flowed such a long time, and then it dropped into the court. My opponent was also surprised that it is in, but somehow it's a kind of magic. So I'm really impressed with the pro version. Finally, it's the first pro version of the speed from head that I can play for a long time. I can maintain the performance. I love the previous generations of the pro, but after 1.5 hours I was dead, I was done. But not with this more into the hand balanced version. So it's a big win, and even I suggest, if you are maybe the user of the previous MP 2022 and you want to jump a little bit ahead in your game, in your performance, then instead of the MP version, the new MP version, just go for this one, because the manooovrlbity feels faster, it also feels kind of easier, the head speed is faster, you just get more out of this racket, and of course this racket pushes you a little bit more into your limit, so you can kind of learn the game more, and at the end of the day you can learn better if you try hard. So this pro is just great, and that's let's say sums up the review, or let's sum up the review. So the MP version for me it's too average. I feel nothing really new, nothing really changed that much except the paint job, and with the pro version the balance, the overall balance into the hand changed the racket very much to the favor of also, let's say, physically weaker players, like of course I am a slim guy, slim Jim, and I really like this racket. And even though it's a 100 square inches head size, the precision with this racket is outstanding. I believe there are not too many rackets with the 100 square inch head size with the 18 by 20 string pattern. Of course there is the new Percept 100D, but I can't really think of any similar spec'd racket, 100 inch square head size, 310 gram, 310 millimeters and 18 by 20 string pattern. It's just unique, this racket. So guys, that sums up my review. If you want to also watch the quality control test, there is a link somewhere here around or at the end of the video. And as always, you can ask me any question. What do I do? What do I use for strings? I don't know if I have mentioned that. Head Hawk Touch is a recommended, Head Hawk Touch 1.25 is a recommended string for the pro version, and Head Lynx 1.3 is recommended for the speed version. But I have used Head Hawk Touch 1.25 for both of the rackets and it felt good. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, of course, subscribe if you are new, comment, share, and if you want to really support my channel and ask me a, let's say, the premium question, the paid question, let's say, you can use the super thanks button, you can use the buy me a coffee option, and you can use the PayPal option, and through these 3 platforms you can ask me a question, and it is guaranteed that the tennis guy, like I am, will answer the question as best as he can, as I can. And for now, that's all. Thank you for watching, and as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis, every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!